What's up, YouTube? Video gallery here, video gallery actually. You know what I'm saying? Cameron Scott back once again on that YouTube video, man. So in this YouTube video, I'm about to be talking about basketball, right? This is my career, as y'all may know. And last couple of videos, I've been talking about um basketball, right? Now, as you may know, you know what I'm saying? Basketball, you know what I'm saying? This is my niche, right? This is my career right here. I made it my career pretty much not too long ago and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? And this is something I want to do in life. So a lot of people are wondering, you know what I'm saying? One of my last videos was on leg injury, and then it was on Puma. And then one of the other videos before that, it was kind of like just a video of me talking about life, ABC, ABC. So now, you know what I'm saying, the next video, you know what I'm saying, you're probably wondering, this video, you're probably wondering, you know, what else you gotta talk to us about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you talk about besides video gallery? I mean, before I get into today's topic, in video gallery, it's kind of just my present. I'm just talking about the present, which is like today. Present means today, right? I'm gonna be honest, I cover all my past shit on Cam That Guy. You go ahead and check it out. All my past life and videos, that's all on Cam That Guy. Why would I need to reiterate that? You know what I'm saying? So it's really at this point, all I can really do is talk about future plans, which I do not want to do, right? I do not want to talk about future plans. That's one of the worst things I can do, right? Let's talk about future planning. Why would I do that for? Talking about a future plan that could get messed up is one of the worst things I can do. So the only thing I can talk about is basketball right now. So we're gonna talk about me, and then we'll get into kind of what's been going on in the basketball realm. So as far as me and basketball, look, I can't wait to get back doing it. You know what I'm saying? As people may probably know, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I mean? Um, as far as my basketball, look, you know what I'm saying? I uploaded something on Cam That Guy, right? It was another highlight, you know. So you remember one of my old videos? I said I deleted on Video Gallery. I said I deleted old practices. And I needed to re-upload some stuff. I mean, I wanted to do new practices, right? But as I feel my leg and all that other stuff, I'm like, you know what? I don't know when I'm gonna be back. This, that, or third. I might be going to the hospital sooner or not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of looking like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? My leg is kind of like, I don't know what's the recovery, how it's gonna go. You know, so like I said, I'm giving it another week or two, and then that's it. But I kind of want to re-up. You know, so one of my old videos, I said I'm gonna try to upload some new practices. Now, you know what I'm saying? Since I got all those old practices around on the channel, now that's not really a big concern to me. And obviously, you know what I'm saying? I want to say the off practice shit, that was the preparation of G League and NBA, right? I want people to know that. Yeah, I want a lot of people to know when I practice in general, it's for me. It's not for nobody else. I just want people to know that, right? You know what I mean? On the contrary, you know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't really feel the need to even record anymore. I don't want to give away my skills or not even just skills, flaws within my game. So I guess what I'm trying to say is to re-up on the old video I did. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to try to, you know what I'm saying, I keep practicing for y'all to just view. Because then it's kind of like, you know, I'm giving away a scouting report, you know, for people out there and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I kind of just with those highlights I got on YouTube, they're good enough. Now, obviously, I don't have the whole practice, right? But the highlights are good enough. And then obviously, I got a whole regular practice, and then that's it. It's good enough. We'll leave it at that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is change of plans. You know what I'm saying? Change of plans. Change of plans. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the need to give away no more skills. I don't feel the need to practice on camera anymore. The next time you'll see me on basketball, in basketball, right, is a G League, right? I have to go to G League in order to go to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it'll be a cakewalk, and I already explained that earlier. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So no more practicing, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I gotta upload these two updates, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So Cam That Guy is no more. I do want to say that Cam That Guy is no more. You know what I'm saying? There's no more Cam That Guy. At the moment, Video Gallery is the channel I'm on, and I'm just gonna talk pretty much about my present. It's gonna be like a day-to-day thing, not really day-to-day, but a consistent thing. You know what I'm saying? So look, you know what I'm saying, and allow me to flex real quick. You know what I'm saying? So look, 5'10", soaking wet. Just came out of the shower, right? And you know, though my height can grow and shrink, my original height is 5'10". Uh, Best dribbler in the world. That's, you know, everybody agrees. You know what I'm saying? As other dribblers attest, I am really gifted at this, right? Not only that, you know what I'm saying? I believe I am the best passer currently. I wouldn't say all time, but currently. Best dribbler all time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Best passer currently. You know what I'm saying? And then best, I think I'm one of the more craftier levels. I want to say I'm the best driver currently because I don't know nobody that can do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, furthermore, you know what I'm saying? Good playmaker, good rebounder, you know what I mean? Good vocal point. You know what I'm saying? Good strategist, um, intimidator, you know what I'm saying? And then defense. You know, I can block, steal, all that stuff, right? So shot. Now my shooting will improve, you know what I'm saying? And my shot is streaky, you know what I'm saying? But I believe when I achieve a jump shot, I will be the best in the NBA. And that's our next topic. Let's talk about the NBA real quick. So the NBA, I seen somebody on the Heat, Bam Adebayo. He scored 83 points. This is worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was probably fake, still you did it yourself. It's still hard to score that much points. Obviously, Wilt Chamberlain scored 100, Kobe Bryant scored 81, right? And then Bam Adebayo scored 83. You know what I'm saying? So you got players that score that much. I don't know. I don't know I didn't watch the whole game. I only saw the highlights, but it looked fake, and it was probably a love tap. A disgrace of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? I want to go ahead and say this. Let me bash the NBA real quick. A disgrace of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? To do that to the players. I don't know the details behind it, but it was. I myself could not be in the arena. I had to walk out. Like, this is not basketball to me. Basketball is all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have to save the NBA. People have told me that. I gotta come save the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, basketball isn't the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? You know, I come to that league. I'm the face of the NBA kind of right now. I need to act a little better. But, you know, it's not guaranteed because we don't know if I got career-ending injury or not. That's why I need all this scrap metal and chip out of me so I can go ahead and get back normal and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, man, the NBA right now is all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, the NBA should be like, man, can we please get Cameron Scott and this shit? Like, this shit pretty bad. On contrary, let's talk about a couple other high scores. So we got Wilt Chamberlain, right? His was always against police and firemen and plumbers, right? But look, you know what I'm saying? Nice, you know what I'm saying? To score at that many points, I don't care who you go against, it's very hard. You know what I'm saying? That is how it works. So I don't really want to count Bam out of bios because obviously there's a lot of flaws in that, but still, it's impressive. You know what I mean? And then you got Kobe Bryant. He scored 81. Very impressive too. You know what I'm saying? So good for him and stuff like that. Rest in peace to him. But it's really, really hard, you know what I'm saying, to score that much points. It really is. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and then I think Devin Booker scored 79. You know what I'm saying? If I'm right. So that's kind of how it goes and stuff like that. It's hard to score that much points. It really is. You know what I mean? You're probably wondering, well, will you? Who knows? I'm more of a pass first. I won't give away my game, but I'm more of like a point guard. You know what I mean? We'll just leave it at that. I guess what I'm trying to say is you'll see me trying to make my teammates better before, you know what I'm saying, an individual award or myself. That's what you'll see me doing. But we're going to leave it at that, right? Furthermore, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully the NBA does better and gets better and stuff. But I think Al Silver should like do something. You know what I'm saying? As far as like making the NBA more entertaining. And I look forward to coming to your league. You know what I'm saying? Because I most definitely will. I'll change the league and make it better. You're probably wondering like, man, well, everybody says this, right? And I don't feel the need to keep mentioning it, but how he get so good? We just put it like that. How did he get so good? You know what I'm saying? And I said it in my old video. I'm gonna say it again, right? Because they got that bullshit came. I'm a generational talent. I might as well just be blunt with you, right? A lot of people be like, "Well, how?" I can go a little bit more into detail to put you at ease because a lot of people they felt need to stuff metal in me, study me to figure out how is he. You know what I'm saying? And they came to the answer and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's really disgraceful. But let me go and do it real quick. So I have to use examples so y'all people that don't know basketball know where I'm coming from. There is no other Michael Jordan. He has brothers, sisters, and sons. There is no other Michael Jordan, right? And I have to use let's see. There is no other LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He has sons, brothers, all that other stuff. There is no other LeBron. It's a generational thing. You come once every 100 or 1,000 years. How am I that? Let me explain it to you. Well, let's just begin present to past. So presently, right? I said to myself, I need to get better. I was tired of going out there shooting. Right? On Cam That Guy, do you realize on some old videos I had, I got deleted because I had to reconstruct my YouTube because I didn't want those, basketball videos on there, all that other stuff. Obviously, I got old practices that were on top. In my old files, I had to cut out, edit, and then re-upload into a highlight reels. There's some old videos on Cam That Guy. I'm shooting out there, looking depressed. I'm shooting, right? I'm just shooting. That's all I did back in the day. You look at some old videos. I just went out there and shot. I never tried to get better in life. You know what I'm saying? I would just go out there and shoot. Every day was kind of like, okay, I see this. Let me just try it. I never actually tried to drill anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why when I went out there, around this court for the first time and drilled, that's the reason why I got better. Now my shot is still flawed, but everything else improved because I drilled on it for the first time in life. Now, on the contrary, you're probably wondering, well, how does that translate to this and third? Well, because of that right there. But let's go back in the past real quick. Let me give a little bit more evidence. There was a point in time I was really bad at basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first came into basketball, I wasn't good. I started watching NBA, I got extremely better. I got really better. Right? It's kind of like I'm a visual, physical learner. That's kind of what it is, right? My biggest skill sets is the physical part. You know what I'm saying? And I learned pretty good. You know what I'm saying? When I was on, I hate to bring this up, but let's touch on it real quick. When I first played on the team, I got no PT, right? No playing time. But you know what I'm saying? Good visual learner. I remember more than a lot of my teammates. You know what I'm saying? So what that means, good visual physical learning. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's not where I learned my basketball from. I learned from like 2K, common sense. You know what I'm saying? Watching NBA, things like that. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what it is. But you can move it to 2K real quick. 2K, I remember plays on there. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I'm a visual physical learner, right? So plays on 2K, not only just plays, just body movements and techniques and stuff like that, I apply it to real life. That's kind of what it is and stuff like that, right? So that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, where I learned, you know what I'm saying, my basketball knowledge and common sense and watching NBA. And obviously this is something I enjoy most. This is my most, like I enjoy this the most. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? So look, you know what I'm saying? Let's move on to how I'm on the visual side. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then, as time get on, I get better and better. But look, I always say this: my one-on-one play is better than my team play throughout life. So what that means is, when I'm playing solo, I shine a lot more than versus a team. Now I'm not saying I can't play a team, but if you look at old thermal heat clips, do go off when like a 21 or one-on-one sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't go off of a team play. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people envy me. A lot of people envy me, right? You know what I mean? So what that means is, you know what I'm saying, They won't pass the ball. They'll be trash on purpose. All that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what it come down to. They don't know how to be a teammate. I've been famous since age 13. So what that means is, you know what I'm saying, that jealousy and envy is and hatred, all three, it exists. So if you judging me based on like before Cam That Guy channel, right? Do judge me off 21 and 101 because there's no envy, jealousy, or hatred. I want to go ahead and say that. You know what I'm saying? On the contrary, I can play on teams, but it's not something you want to look at back in the past. You don't want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? You want to look at my 101 21 where it's just me alone. Then you can have a better judgment on my past play, how I'm like kind of like one of those natural physical basketball players. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go ahead and say that real quick. You know what I mean? Like you're probably wondering, well, how can you play on a team now? Very, very much so. I believe, you know what I'm saying? I have to play with people that accept me. But not only that, I have to play with people, you know what I'm saying, that, are willing to allow me to be a point guard ABC. That's what I have to do. You know what I mean? So pretty much what that means is, you know what I'm saying, look, let's say I go to the Knicks, which I do want to go to, right? Let's say I go to the Knicks. What that means is, you know what I'm saying, look, as long as the coach there, allow me to be a point guard, which I will. I honestly feel at this point I can play on any team. And a lot of people are wondering, do you care about scoring? I do. Do you care about all that other stuff? I do. But I'll tell you this, but I'd rather average like 10 points a game than average 20 or 30. But here's the catch. I have other numbers that articulate, so it balances out. You know what I'm saying? This is more than basketball, just scoring points. So if I'm averaging a double-double by accident or a triple-double halfway or something like that, I'll take that over 20 or 30 points. I won't go and let that be known. You know what I mean? So as long as I'm a good overall team player and you can feel my impact, I don't give a fuck. That's kind of just what it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? So I can be a team player, but growing up it was hard because I had a lot of hate and envy. I want a lot of people to know. A lot of people think coming up it was my music, it was my basketball. You know what I'm saying? I want a lot of people to know that, you know what I'm saying? That's what people pretty much like. Back then, people like when they looked at my music, it was kind of like, they looked at it was kind of like maybe, this, that, and the third. They had their doubts about it, so I had to, okay, this is what I wrote. They kind of had their doubts about it, but they still kind of, catered to it. But basketball is like, this is what they kind of like pay attention to most. They in their head, this is my biggest skill. They be sixing, right? This is my biggest skill, or this is his biggest skill. That's kind of like what it is, right? So that's kind of like what it is and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So that's, you know what I'm saying, what people back then looked at me for and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Then video games, I do want to bring up video games. I got a history with that. I have to. For all intents purposes, you know what I mean? Go check it out. But how come on 2K I'm so good at that shit? It just, basketball is just something I just naturally like. That's what it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? I already explained on the first video, I beat my brothers. They throw a controller, play me outside. You know what I'm saying? Or I play a Hall of Fame, beat it. Play with a low overall in my career, beat it. You know what I mean? All that other stuff. So I just want to let y'all know, you know what I'm saying, that on the basketball side, right? I'm a natural physical just because I can see something and do it physically better than a lot of people and remember a lot of physical things better than a lot of people for the examples I just named. You know what I mean? So it's just a once in a generation. I'm a genetic mutation. That's pretty much what it is. It's just a once in a generation. Maybe a couple 100 years later, there'll be another me in my generation. So I just want to go and let that be known. So a lot of people think my kid gonna be letting me know. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They studied me well. You know what I mean? They studied me well and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know. And all those highlights, they're like, how is he doing that? Because I'm a natural physical. You know what I'm saying? I just have to do the motion and stuff like that. Want a lot of people to know This is how I'm born. This is how I'm made. So that's just what it is, you know what I mean? So I just want people to know that, you know what I mean? So hopefully I can get some of the scrap metal removed, some more chips, and I can come at it doing basketball. You know what I mean? But I want to say this real quick. You know what I mean? Hopefully I got let me repeat myself. I got a little distracted. Hopefully I get back to playing basketball, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I could go to the G League NBA. But I want to say this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Look, no need for me to upload anymore because I'm good enough with those highlights. But look, I'm out of here to go to the hospital to do something because I gotta try to get back on the court. It seems like a lot of people they don't want me back on the court. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I have to get back on the basketball court. I have to get back doing G League and NBA. Cause this is my only way out. I feel like this is my only way to make it in life. I mean, there's other ways, but this is something I want to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't see, you know what I'm saying, why, people can't, accept this. I just don't see why people can't accept this is my biggest skill. You know what I'm saying? My biggest skills is not mental, but it's physical. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I mean? I just want people to know that I can even give you another. I give you karate, right? Very old, but how come I'm walking around with abs and muscles and stuff like that, right? I'm a natural, like physical. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get people to realize. It's just a genetic mutation. It's kind of like what it is, you know what I mean? You look back at some of my old workouts. How come I'm very muscular, even though it was a slow process as far as like, to build up. Like, I'll say my arms were slow. But look, how come I was advancing pretty good as far as like, okay, treadmill, I'll go to 10 to 15 until body start crashing. So in other words, I go to 10 minutes to 15, right? I go from 10 minutes paying sweating as if I can't do this. Now I go to 15 as if I need to go to 20. That's kind of like what I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, I go from weights to where I can hardly push it at all, as far as the legs, to where I needed more on there. You know what I'm saying? I go from weightlifting, right? I can hardly curl more than 20, 10 pounds. I go to curling 30 around mid 30s on a 15, which is it's an improvement because I have weak arms. But it's an improvement though because I did flies, right? I have 60 on flies. I put on 60 with the flies, right? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it goes and stuff like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And then sit-ups. I go from, 20 or 30 to 40, 50, you know what I'm saying? In a short time, I just want to say that. So it's just a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, that go like that. So I just want people to know. I heard my legs, they want to review the footage. Yeah, you can. The jump, start with the jump and then go from there. You'll be able to see me, right? I still got those clips on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything. I mean, natural, physical. While the scrap metal and shit, I don't know if I ever could go to the gym again. But I could still do basketball because there's players that, well, everybody lifts weights, but in history, there's been players that never lift weights. So I believe that I will still, go. You know what I mean? And I do basketball and NBA and go from there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe I will do. You know what I'm saying? So look, if there's a will, there's a way. And I got a will to do this shit. I'm not gonna give up on it. You know what I mean? So look, just like I said, Christina, I got a will. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I will for this basketball shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, man. And then hopefully I can go to the NBA. There's a lot of people that think I'm too good for it. I understand that. But I think it'll be good for me and myself and my brand. Imagine my kids saying that I'm the best in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a good bragging right. You know what I mean? So that'll be nice. So I think it's something I'm looking forward to. And then we'll go from there. In any case, you know what I'm saying? That about wraps up this video. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get ready to end it. You know what I'm saying? So look, I want to say to y'all out there, keep doing what you do. That's whatever you do in life. Whether it's doctorism, dentist, mechanic or cars at AutoZone, whether, you know what I'm saying, you're a garbage man that's taking out the garbage right now, whether you're a cook, whatever the case may be, follow your goals and aspirations, and if there's potential, you can do it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? I just wanna go and let that be known. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, alright? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.